But you got to have trust that the ball's going to move and find you again if you make a good cut.
Those turnovers have been an issue. There's Calmese, wide open, hits a three. Big time shot.
I mean, you sit there and it's one of the cleaner looks that they've had from three. So is that one.
A gutty performance tonight from Ryan Beasley.
Just great composure and balance.
Calmese went by him that time. Cougars lead back down to 4. Wong, it was a good pass. He just didn't handle it, and then he had it stripped away. Lead to Calmese, who'll dunk it home. So now a 12-point lead, and that is the biggest of the game for the Dons. Under 6 to go. Calmese backs up. 3, good. Pepperdine, the first semifinal game.
There's 2 things that I look for keys tomorrow night for this game against USF versus Gonzaga. You ready?
Give them to me.
They got to rebound at the same clip they did tonight. That's the great equalizer. That gives you more margin, right? 2 is they've got to control the ball. They cannot turn it over and cough it up 15 times like they did tonight.
MU, one of the 2 team captains. Lions are on the board at 6-3. Lawan Watts, he missed a dunk in shoot-around today when you and I were watching just for a few minutes. And now he's missed one in the game.
Coach Riley made a mention of it, too. He commented on it. Dan Johnson trying to push all the buttons with his team. Lamage Lewis doesn't get a lot of playing time and averages a point a game on the season. A nice move to get to the rim there.
Calmese went right by, scores with a foul. Signal for the play was like making a triangle with his hands. And Bill Vinovich thought it was a timeout call. So back to action. Calmese again to the basket. Merck Veladze made the first. Comes up short on the second. So he's just kind of been out of sorts on the offensive end. Lawan Watts, Calmese downhill all half. He's been doing that a lot.
East doesn't see an opportunity.
Watts gets it back to Calmese. They didn't guard him, and he makes the 3. He almost throws it away. Johnston tracked it down. 3 in and out. Will Johnson just can't make a shot. Calmese, the other end, scores. Alone at the free throw line and tried to throw a pass. It got deflected, and he turned it over. Meanwhile, Stone Carrawell just lost it. Calmese, one-on-one. Calmese lays it in with a foul. Calmese. Price, who's been much quieter here in the second half than he was in the first.
Hasn't attempted a single shot the first 10 minutes after 20 points in the first.
He made a good pass there. Calmese hits the 3. Here's Vide. And speaking of, he left his feet and turned it over.
Good decision there from Calmese. That shows a little bit of his growth as a player, time management.
Yeah, and then he lulled LMU.
More great pass to Bethea, lay it in.
My goodness, Mo Odom to Zion. What a cut, what a fine vision recognition.
7-point lead, but Calmese all the way to lay it up and score. And we get a Gorko Odom. He'll stop and shoot a 3. That's no good. Tipped inside by Fourier. Here comes Washington State. Right back quickly. Inside driving, laying it in, and up in the backcourt. That's Schilling along the sidelines. Ball comes in. Tonight's game brought to you by Rusnak BMW. This is Calmese out of the backcourt. Very crafty guard, the transfer from the University of Washington. Veteran guard, top of the key. 13 on the shot clock, 2:35 on the game clock. They go down low to Lawan Watts, fumbles it. Calmese gets it back and lays it in. 14. They will be tied with Pacific, but they own the tiebreaker. 3-pointer by Erickson, but 1 second with a long bounce, and Washington State will get it again. Get 20 seconds on the shot clock. Calmese dribbling all the way, lay it in. David Riley, the coach, be physical. Not going to get beat at the free throw line. And then when you shoot threes as well as the Cougars have, 11 of 23, 48%. Cougars will spread the court with 1:05 to play. Washington State going to be their 18th win of the season. And they're going to go to 8-10 in league. Along the baseline, Calmese jumper's good.
Toreros have to go man-to-man. They cannot stay in that zone.
Pierre's bounce pass was picked off by Isaiah, feeds Calmese. So David Riley mentioned that, look, they're going to let Cedric Coward go through all the workouts, see what happens, see if he gets drafted, but the door will be open for him to come back, which is sensible. May end up being the play for Coward. And that would...
Right angle, that's called the Gortat screen. Back when him and John Wall played together with the Wizards.
Erikstra kicks it after Calmese. And Calmese.
Miscommunication on the ball screen. You don't know if you're going to switch or stay home. Nonetheless, Mahi's left wide alone. That's an easy three off the pick and roll.
I mean, they've taken the fans almost right out of the game as you saw some stunned looks. And Calmese
Won a state title at the JUCO level. Now here, getting it done at the highest level.
And Calmese lays it off the glass. And we told you Tyree Bryant, he filled it up for 7. And so we're on 3-point alert as the Broncos up big 28. Meanwhile, if you're Washington State, that's what you need right there. Calmese stuck, but he gets it off to O'Neal. Good hands from Price. And so a nice job by Ethan Price. Calmese comes back the other way. And the junior from Gilbert, Arizona. Strong move to the hoop. And just like up ahead to Stewart, back to Mahi in rhythm. But it won't go. Hensminger, though, with the rebound. And Erikstra comes up with it. Coming back the other way. Kicks it off to Watts. Calmese. Okay. So 3. But the better pass inside to Tilly. Keeps that pivot foot. But he misses a shot in the paint. Calmese spots up, open, and it's good. Of these shooters here on Santa Clara, Calmese was just a little too far back.
And again, there's no reason to go underneath any ball screens against this Santa Clara team.
Calmese, though, nice job spinning and winning.
Just per game. He's already set the Gonzaga single-season assist record. He's already set the WCC in-conference assist record with a lot more basketball to be played. But his head coach is
make the right reads out of these ball screen situations.
Ethan Price. Calmese with the runner. And he can do with the rebound.
Here's the opportunity for Washington State. Man down.
Can't get it to go. Erikstra. And finally
nice bank attempt right there. No go.
Yep. Dozic a little strong. Calmese back up. Lane parted for him. Easy 2. And there's a foul line jumper by Olvera that misses. Mike Saunders in the game for Pepperdine has not played very much. And there he just gets blown by. Yeah, just by Cal.
That's a tough shot there.
And here comes Calmese. Another blow by. Wow. Well, that's, again, there you go on the left-hand drive by Butko's had a good half.
Who is left-handed and got to his left hand and took advantage of it. Yeah, nice tape. Well, he likes that little underhand there.
Yes, even though Butka thought he got fouled, he makes the shot, and this is the largest lead of the game.
No, that's got to have more of that. You got to have more of that. That's
Buffet's miss. Calmese with the clear. Oh, and they don't stop the ball. Calmese.
nice kid. I enjoyed him from Long Beach.
Cougars running the clock down. Calmese trying. Calmese scoring. French does something about it.
He's isolated him. He stepped away.
Oh, no. On Calmese with a complete blow by.
Can't find an answer because Washington State looked very comfortable.
Minor pulls off. No good, and Price with a rebound.
To win, and especially on the road.
We talked about what would be a good season, right? Would be 2 at-large teams, right? Going on the assumption that St. Mary's and Gonzaga get in.
Yep.
One has 6 fouls. Oregon State has none.
So far, Washington State has done a nice job not being really concerned what Oregon State's in. The
3:30. Calmese gets it in bounds. Very evasive. Watts, a deep 3, no good. What a job by Price, the big. Good. 47-40 Oregon State.
Really important sequence right there. Momentum continues to go.
He averages 18 points a game, so still could get there, but maybe a little behind the trajectory right now. Hard Favors is back in for the Cougars, along with Okafor, Watts, and follow with that great low post position, but didn't complete it. Calmese, they're all over him. 3 Beaver defenders everywhere he's going.
Wong underneath, swings it out. Robbie Beasley. And Okafor has the miss.
Well, if you're the Cougars, this could be the time to make the move. You've got top 2 players for the Dons sitting on the bench.
Well, Calmese has been.
So go the Tigers.
Yep,
on most nights.
For sure. Good to see him hit that first triple. He was 0 for 3 the other night.
What a great pass to Calmese. Great
contact, made the basket. Nicely done.
Calmese again quickly off the dribble. This time floats and connects. Pacific played here at the Spanos Center was a week ago, and they lost to LMU 73-68 as Calmese knocks down a 3 from the near.
Tigers going to be in the penalty here, Zach, the next foul. 4 minutes into the second half.
Calmese knocks down the 3. And continues to have the magic touch versus Washington State. Price, gummed up, gets it out to Calmese, who answers.
Rebounding is just about even here. 7-6 advantage for St. Mary's. Watts approaches Saxon. That usually is a roadblock. Favors the three-point shooter. Returned after a long absence on Thursday night. Calmese again. This guy. Saxon's at the table getting set to check in. Lewis and Ross in the backcourt right now. Ross lost it. Up ahead. Nice catch. Nice finish. Calmese. He's hit 2 big ones here. And the lead is stretched to 4. Calmese. Excellent touch. They get a couple games with Santa Clara. Couple games with Gonzaga. A couple games with Oregon State coming up. The same.
Calmese trying to Euro, had it poked away, able to follow and finish.
Dane Erikstrup stealing the inbounds pass for Portland to Nate Calmese. And Erikstrup an offensive rebound.
Offensive rebounding has been a big problem
College basketball puts Portland up 9.
Played 3 years at my alma mater at Fordham. He started at Fordham. This is his 4th year. Believe it or not, 7 years for Chris Austin. Been battling injuries for most of his career.
Couple injury seasons in the COVID year on top of your allowed 4. Portland right now suffocating Washington State. Nate Calmese, a teardrop on the run. Locked. Has a little mismatch on Case. Why not? Max McKinnon instead spinning. Ethan Price grabs it for the Cougars.
One of the few one-and-done trips.
Nate Calmese, he can turn up the tempo, and he gets the big bounce lane, and they do so again to Ethan Price.
Tell you what, they are not getting enough pressure on the inbound.
And Dioka for another offensive board. Nate Calmese, all he needs is a little window, and he's defending. That'll be the question. Calmese.
Decent job staying in front of him, and Calmese had a pretty good look. And Okafor's working the glass very well.
He's a force on the offensive boards for Washington State right now. 3 of his 4 rebounds have been on the offensive glass. Calmese, about that behind the back, over the shoulder and in. Wide open, has his first 3-pointer of the day.
Careless pass there on the inbounds.
Nate Calmese, he's so good. He's a magnet.
Jonte Leggins may be going to zone here. The problem is they're much better offensively so far in the second half, but they're trading baskets. They can't afford to trade baskets. They got to get some stops.
See if they can get one this time down. Case why not into Lawan Watts. Jermaine Bonsager-Webb is in for Portland.
Would become a more reliable 3-point shooter. He's under 30%. I think he has the stroke. Just needs to get a little more confidence. Another freshman playing big minutes for Jonte Leggins.
He had a big confidence-building game, scoring 12 points against Gonzaga. Nate Calmese answers back for the Cougars.
It's a rebounding because it's hurt them so much. Now this is 2 games in a row. They're doing a good job on the offensive glass.
They're going to need it in the final 12.
Are they ever?
Nate Calmese floating one up.
Straight exactly what we're talking about.
And then Nate Calmese gets in front of a pass. He's blazing coast to coast. Nate Calmese with the finish.
Offensive juggernaut. And again, there's a good steal by Nate Calmese.
And a slam to punctuate it.
Well, so 18:54 left to go. This one's on Webb. His first. Fluid pick up his first as well. Watts for Calmese. Up top for Price with that early 3. Erikstra. 10 left to shoot. Watts at a Bullard High School in Fresno out for Calmese for 3. It's good. And back-to-back 3.
The pregame, he is somebody to be worried about if you're San Diego. Already off to a pretty good start.
And now he forces the steal. He'll give rewarded on the other end with a dunk, and it's 8-0. Gets a bonus free throw. San Diego goes up by 7. Calmese for Watts. It's been another scoring drought for Washington State. Underneath, Calmese lays it off the glass and in.
That's what. It's a freshman dunk party today.
Incredible pass, beautiful finish. Calmese again in the lane. Erikstra. Calmese with the runner. It's going to be short. His putback though is there, and he's got a
second half.
Drama back for Duckett. He'll take the 3, rising Duckett. Off the back iron, no good. Erikstra with the rebound.
Don't mind that shot selection. Good open look.
Calmese down the floor, lays it up and in. He's heating up.
Make it a 2-point game, but they've always been very close distance. And despite a lot of, some calls that didn't really go their way, the ball not bouncing their way, Washington State still being steady Eddie on the offensive end. Especially that guy. State.
Calmese with 18 points. Lining up for 3. Calmese got it.
One stop. Got to make one stop here. And if you make the stop, it's a 1-possession game and an opportunity to try to win it on the offensive end. But you got to keep Calmese off the board if you're San Diego.
Here he is with 21 points. Calmese with 10 to shoot. Differential is 15 seconds of the shot clock. Here he goes. Calmese driving. Layup high and good. 4 points.
Ball's bound to go in for him. Needs to keep taking those good shots.
LaJuan Watts dials up the three. That's short. Bodies on the floor. Battle and Erikstrup got tied.
From Ajayi, Calmese falls asleep. Hickman's wide open behind the three-point line.
Fans back into the game. LaJuan Watts, Ike up under him. LaJuan trying to create space. Ike, good defense. 8 to shoot. Calmese a long way away. Set the screen. The switch is there. Stromer guarding the ball. Calmese ran into Hickman. Threw it up and it drops through. How about that scoop shot? Over Okafor.
Used his quickness on Erikstrup. And then the little scoop shot against Okafor. Tough finish.
Yeah, first field goal for Ryan Nembhard, too. And it was a beauty. Trying to get rid of it. Erikstrup. Hand off. Calmese turned down the three. Drives, hangs, and hits.
Yeah, and I think it's time for him to start. Certainly are. A lot to like for WSU as you see the turnover up the top of the key.
Calmese high off the glass.
Timeout
And
here by
timeout.
7. From 3 is Nolan.
Yeah, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Backdoor, Calmese the catch. Oh, that's acrobatic. Scoop, left hand off the glass. Ben with 19. Calmese. Right down. Yeah, you know, Nolan's one of those guys that came here as a 5-star player.
Right, originally committed to Kentucky.
And just, you know, coming out of the Seattle area as Calmese lines up a three and Bags shortening the game. Nolan lost the grip. Here's Calmese right at Ben Gregg. Oh, what an awkward scoop that was. Oh, what an awkward scoop that was. Went to the left side of the rim, and he got it back off the inbound.
Second time.
Versatile. Long ball. Rim it off. Stein for the board. That's Watts.
And guard can hit that.
Calmese. Oh, man, the hesitation in it for the Cougars just goes on and on, but USF dealing with some injuries as well, Mayor.
Yeah, both these teams, but the coaches don't make any excuses. Right. We got to put our lineups out there. We're working with what we've got, and what they have is pretty special.
Oh, flying in, hitting the
highlight tape.
29 now. Tough take and finish. Nowhere to go. Wang, not there. Into the hands of Calmese, and here he comes. All the way into the cup and scores. Oh.
Yeah, there's no reason to be in a hurry now.
What a huge victory this is going to be for Washington State if they hold serve.
But what an epic performance at the free throw line.
This is a USF group that you mentioned there prides itself in defense. One of the best scoring defensive units in the WCC. And Washington State is sitting on 88 points right now.
33 of them at the free throw line.
Calmese.
But it goes the other way. And of course, Rasterson is going to be fine. Calmese hangs in the lane. Big shot. Flow not right now for Loyola Marymount offensive. Ball sticking.
You know, they try to really work the ball around, and you can tell where they're coached to make that extra pass and everything. But sometimes you can overpass it. I think the best thing they do is can get in the paint.
There's a drive and finish. Shot to the rim off the glass, and it goes. And the pace is picked up in this final minute. And Calmese at the other end.
Whoever, I think it's going to depend on what kind of defense they're playing. If they're funding that post again, you might get that skip over the top again. But somewhere on the floor, Calmese is going to have to put it on the floor and make a play.
The drive hangs and hits. And there's your horn. Nate.
A zone right now and just trying to give them LMU a different look.
Corner three is off by Amy. Explosion. Calmese at the other end. In NASA. Not on the basketball floor here at the Spokane Arena. N.D. Okafor, number 22 on the floor for the Cougars. Calmese driving in another great touchdown. They're 8 of 15 this half, 53%.
Well, we talked about the next 4 minutes, and 2 of those minutes have gone by already, and Washington State has extended their lead.
Oh, wow. Nate Calmese. LMU needs a stop. Get it back to single digits. They can get a stop and score at the other end. Rasterson threw it back.
There's no way he can guard Calmese that far from the bucket. You're just inviting dribble penetration.
And that's what just happened, Coach.
He's too
offense. They'll walk it up.
Well, they're shortening the game by using clock and playing a little bit smarter heady basketball, except for that guy.
Coach, isn't that a
cup? Okafor trying to go for the block, and Masic using the high glass.
Masic Smart did not get cut off with the ball handle in transition. He's got the ability to score the basketball, and I talked about the veterans getting going in this. He's really done a nice job in the last month here, just getting used to the system, but offensively can score in and out, very physical, and can defend.
He's averaging just short of 6 points a game. Okafor gives it up to Calmese. Rhythm three right there. Rasterson will cut him off. Masic's got him to jump. Can't connect on the shot. Calmese avoids the
physical. Great stop.
Masic now attacks the cut, and it's blocked by Okafor.
Okafor, great timing right on the block.
Calmese, nice touch. U20 Icelandic team. It's back iron there. That one won't go. Offensive rebound. Calmese. 7 made field goals for Price is also a new season high. It's Oakman. No touch on that one. Gets back iron. It's an 11-0 run over the last 3 minutes. If you want to add on another minute, it's a 13-3 run. Bounce pass inside to Okafor. Calmese, three, rattles it home. 14 and flying in for the rebound and the putback. 17 points and 5 rebounds.
Great timing and great hang time right there. Outstretched arm to get that board. I mean, that's an athleticism that we haven't seen from him. Great job.
Todd Jones back into the game for Portland. Gebers fighting against Watt in the paint.
Per game off the bench. This is not a deep Washington State team with their injuries, but they're playing well with the guys out there so far. Calmese for 3. Got it. What a start. 3-4. Again, this is the top field goal percentage team in the country coming in Northern Iowa. Good drive from Calmese and the bucket with the left hand. Shooting it well. Have not been able to find the bottom of the net. 9 for 29 from the field. Calmese leaning in, tough shot, and he gets it to go. Almost had a steal. Bourne retrieves it. 10 on the shot clock. And there's a steal by Calmese. Open floor, Watts back to Calmese for the lay-in. Northern Iowa has come all the way back from down 23. Left alone, Calmese. Great feed from Price. Spotted him with those 4 fouls. He picked up his 4th earlier in the second half. Why not? Looks like the Cougars a little bit more deliberate here. That shot clock is under 10. Calmese, shot clock at 5. Splits the double. Spins in the lane. What a move, and it rolls in.
Right here, Aaron, should be a matchup that favors Washington.
Mason. No foul, clean block. Here comes Calmese and the Cougs. Calmese running. You can count it, and one. And he's shooting over 40% from behind the arc this year. Runner no good, and the tip-in is able to at times this year. He's been a real volume shooter. Right back to him. Almost lost it, hangs tough, and you can count it. Yeah, he flexes.
He's got his feet set and shoulder square and knocks it down. We got to make him put that ball on the floor.
A stark contrast for these two teams behind the arc tonight. Calmese, he answers on the other end. A good chunk of the first half. In fact, the Huskies only led by 4 as King lets it fly. Only led by 4 at halftime, but the second half has been pretty much dominated by the Dogs. Calmese. Calmese wide open, and he hits the 3. He hits. He's had a night behind the arc. 9 points, all on triples.
Yeah, I talked about him having to put the ball on the floor. He didn't go to the basket, but wow, look at that. He can get hot at him. I was trying to figure out where he was going to go with that, but the nice reverse with the left.
Biggest lead tonight for the Dogs. Everything's been falling now. You can count that. For 3 short. That's his first miss in 2 games. He was perfect in the last ball game for the Broncos.
Calmese always in the attack mode. Got to keep our eye on Calmese today. Watch him. He is the key to this offense.
So fast, 3 up top. It's good. Nothing but that.
The 5 and dime store. You know, look at Calmese. And look at the one with Watts too.
And he's trying to get body contact going up and late. And he's
educational center named after his mother at Michigan State. Super guy.
3 from the left side, no good.
And look at the run out too.
Calmese going right to the rim.
And that's what happens when your guards.
Tyler Rollison. High off the glass, can't find it. That is 7 of 26 in the game, including 1 of 12 from the outside. Here's a quick 3-point attempt on the other side, and it's buried. Body in the way as Rollison was trying to find Davidson in transition. Calmese able to get around Brandon Love. Bride now into double figures.
Well, we've talked a lot like this game is over, but if Nevada can get a couple stops here and get this under 10 here in the next minute or two, they still do have a good chance to possibly come back. But that's not going to do it.
Sanders misses the first of two. Makes the second. He now has a team-leading 12 for the Wolfpack. That is with two players in double figures. Sanders has 12. McBride has 11. Washington State trying to work down the clock. That has just been how things have been going for the Wolfpack. Even a ball that goes off of a Cougar's foot ends up with another Washington State player. Calmese for three.
It's Price with a good look. Barely grazes the iron, but Calmese is there for the loose. For SMU tonight, replacing the 7-2 Yigatolu. A lot of depth on this squad for Andy Enfield. Calmese buries the corner tray.
Too many guys are too small to stop it from scoring.
Back-to-back scores for the one-time Auburn Tiger and UC Santa Barbara Gaucho, Johan Traore. A five-star recruit, top 20 in the country out of high school. His third program in 3 years. Shot clock down to 5 for Washington State. Calmese not operating with much urgency, pulls the trigger and puts it in. There's Boopy Miller. Down the lane. Watts clears it away.
Some physicality going on right now. There's some bumping.
How does Washington State get Calmese involved again on the offensive end?
I think for him, he has the ball in his hand. He has to get going himself. Whenever you're a point guard, they don't need plays for you. You just go ahead and use your ability, especially your speed. Like right now.
Late in the clock, picked up by the 7-2 freshman, Calmese. Rainbows in the three. Like, with all the talent Andy Enfield has on this roster, SMU is just scratching at the surface. We've put together a good stretch in this second half. Calmese, the corkscrew, and the layup. This game has found some sort of rhythm offensively. We didn't see this type of shot making in the first half. Calmese got a step, lays it in again. 9-point per game score, sidelined for the rest of this first half. Calmese to the 10 for school, alma mater of the Mobley brothers. Calmese with 5 to shoot. Elbow jump shot settles in. Powers it up and in off the window. A grown man bucket for Zayon Collins. He's got 13.
Zayon Collins, only 170. Moving people.
Calmese with a scoop shot off the glass. Buries the three.
Look at this pace. Wow.
And Calmese comes back. You got to check the news cycle every day, it seems, for conference realignment. I'd say your Spartans are pretty firm in the Big Ten, though.
Yeah, they are. I don't think they're going anywhere.
Crawford steps back. Fresno State now 3 for 12 from the outside. Just 6 of 26 in their last game. Calmese.
Down, big play.
18 for Collins. Calmese follows it up. Still 10.5 minutes to play, but Washington State in a great spot as Calmese bounces it in.
Need to bring it back.
I mean, you just don't see it much in today's college games.
Analytics says shoot the three.
Points for Calmese as he pulls the trigger and buries the three. But not a high percentage.
No, especially time and score. Didn't need that one. Even though you're down 15, had a little bit of momentum.
Calmese back to the 10 for
steps through the lane and scores. And last possession, they try to get Nick McClain a post up as we see the outlet to Lawan Watts.
Calmese, contact and one. 24-20. Pass into the corner. Coward, mid-range floater. That one's no good. Offensive board, kick out. Calmese, second chance three is good. Here, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Eastern Washington trailing by 7. Steal, Calmese, breakaway, and a flush. He's in a tough spot. Erikstrup all over him. McLean, fall away shot from the corner. That one's no good. Coward the rebound. Cougs might have numbers here. Kick out. Calmese, no hesitation. Buries it! Kick it out. Calmese, 3. That one's off the mark. Watts had it for a minute. What a save, but it's back to Calmese, who steps through the lane, goes up and under and scores. Up the floor, Isaiah Watts in front of the Cougar bench. Hesitates, now takes the 3. It rattles out, but an offensive rebound by Lawan Watts. Back to Isaiah. Kick out, Nate Calmese to the rack, lays it in. Erikstrup now over to Garrett's. Calmese, top of the key, penetrates, goes up and lays it in. Games held to just 4 and 9. Then we obviously know what he did against Northern Colorado, exploding for 30, and he's already got 19 here with still a lot of time to play, and you don't expect him to leave the floor anytime soon. Oh, Nate with a beautiful
coaches who really have winning pedigrees.
And then the Bears cough it up. Calmese going all the way to the cup.
That's what you've seen.
Up and pop.
Yeah.
Mid-range Jay. Good.
His dad, John, I mentioned he played at Gonzaga. He's the coach at Perth in the Australian League. Was a terrific player at Gonzaga.
Calmese, hop step inside with a finger roll.
And that's the chemistry that they just haven't had time to develop, right? First game for Okafor.
Calmese all over it on the ball thrown in. Basketball now, it's evidence on both sides of the floor tonight. Guys that just have this great trajectory. Nate Calmese is one, and he's still.
Tammy Etheridge loves how many options she has this year.
And one miss for Julius Mims. New addition is Jaden Stevens, a transfer from Oregon State. He was trying to battle for that basketball. And for the Idaho too, to say after we watched them yesterday, I think they're going to be much better than what they were preseason picked in the Big Sky, which was 8th. They look like they're going to cause some real problems. They took both some great shots at BYU and Washington State on the opening week.
Nearly beat BYU in Provo. A new head coach.
Beautiful jump. All-time great at Idaho. And Julius Mims did it in Birkenstocks.
Nike, watch out. Birkenstocks is a new athletic shoe. Impressive, though. Just shows you what kind of athlete he is. Got up, touched it, and depth here in the non-conference.
His free throws get Idaho down by 14 here in the second half. They need some defensive output against a Washington State team that scored an average of 95.5 the first 2 games.
It's almost like a turnover. I mean, especially if you can recover. It is. In this situation, it gives Washington State their possession.
After the block shot, inadvertent whistle, and it was a ball that would have been collected by Dane Erikstrup. That's why possession ends up with Washington State. And good half, shooting at almost 50%. Idaho needing some buckets. Tyler Linhart got the feed from Julius Mims. Another big man rebound from Lawan Watts. He's sticking with it.
And you're not going to see often. He's going to hit some threes. Cedric Coward is going to score more. He's averaging 20.5. And tonight only has 4 points. Kudos to the Idaho Vandal defense for making up Washington State.
Davis is a very good player. It's his first field goal attempt.
With 15 and 6 in the first game Monday night. Calmese, oh, nice little finish, underhand. Bradley back, Montgomery pull up. Here's the tempo. Calmese pushing. Calmese solo finishes and one.
Santa.
It's called somebody that understands the basketball future, right? Calmese with another finish drive.
By the way, Corey Thomas did a good job on the glass in the first half for Brian Warner.
All right, now Cougars score in this possession and start to have the first little stretch in the difference.
Yep.
Lawan Watts takes it. Calmese fires. And there is the first double-digit lead of
Portland State. looking for a response offensively. Again, a 17-point lead as Coward takes it away. Heath looks to go coast to coast. And a triple. Washington State now.
Rock the house, but it makes you think twice. Picking up full court.
Eric Strupp, this time in the paint. Calmese in the corner getting the screen from Coward. Slashing, hanging.
Head coach at Eastern Washington.
Shot clock turned off for Washington State. Coward, skip pass. Calmese for three. Rattles it in. Calmese knifing his way. Left hand just so smooth. Now up to 20 in his Viking debut. Calmese, though, just flying down the floor. Habib 1 of 2. Price. How about to Eric Strupp. Skip pass. Calmese contested triple. And he's found a home.